Alright, so I've started making my barbecue forge based on a few different designs I've found on YouTube. Found a $15 barbecue at the tip shop. Found some steel pipe there as well, and I actually found some at the scrap metaller. Had some collars that fit it, so I've bent that down and riveted lots of rivets to keep it strong, and I need to do some adjusting, but that's relatively flat. Put some cement sheet scraps I found, which hopefully are reasonably heat resistant, and got some bricks. I couldn't find any fire bricks yet or anything that's I know is heat resistant, so they'll probably crack when I get it really hot, but we'll see what happens. It's pretty lightweight, just like the circular Weber kind. Some wheels on it. Found some mesh just to make a really temporary workbench for the time being. I've already had a couple of hammers. Cleaned it up with a little wire brush. Got a $20 Kmart hairdryer. Paid a couple of dollars extra for multiple fan speed and hopefully slightly more durable, but we'll see how we go. Managed to scavenge a bunch of pretty tasty looking metal scraps and some sheet metal out of the metal bin next to work, which I didn't really ask for, but I'll buy my beer one day. Other than that, next job is to try and pack this out with maybe just some rocks. Don't have any ash or anything, any fire clay or anything that's supposed to be super heat resistant, so we'll just see how we go with. I've got some barbecue coal hanging around, so I'll try that with the heat and we'll see how we go. Alright, I've just lit the forge for the first time. As you can see, I've built up the bricks a little, got some more broken up cement sheet, and it's just some random garden rocks that I pulled out of over there. Hello birdie. Basically I was just trying to create more of a thermal barrier, and whatever happens to the forge, if things start cracking and warping and changing shape, that everything will just settle together and hopefully not damage and change. So disc-kindling will hopefully get going and smoulder down. I've just found some old barbecue fuel, which I'm not sure what's in it. It's not straight coal, but I've no idea of properties I need as a solid fuel thing. I know you can do it with propane, which gets a bit complicated and dangerous, which I hopefully will learn about eventually, but I'm just going to go for coal, which maybe whatever the lump charcoal product may be suitable if I can get enough airflow. So I'll just turn the old fan on and see, that's the lowest fan setting out of 5. And not necessarily directed purposely at flame, but I think it's creating a jet that picks up out here, so we'll see what happens. I'm guessing that brick's going to cop most of it. Alright, I'm finally getting some heat in here. It took a while to get the fire going. I was using these offcuts of park tree European oak, but I've been sitting inside for a couple of months after getting really wet. Just we're not going to burn, so I found some other bits and pieces, and that's slowly getting some coals and some heat. Seems to be going well, although the flame's definitely directed towards the back, so I've packed this out with some more cement sheet. Just figure when if it gets really hot, we're going to get a lot of heat building up down here. Because if we get about 3 times the heat to actually melt something, it might start charring, and I don't really know. Anyway, that's exciting anyway. Alright, so I've turned the fan up a bit. Hey, Murph. and packed out a little bit more of the outside. It was getting pretty hot in the two corners, and was losing a lot of air over the top here, so just seeing if I can change the blast direction. The pipe is sitting pretty high, so I'm not sure how I'm going to move forward in the future, but I might be able to pack the whole lot up to give me a bit more access up here rather than having such a steep angle, especially if I want to work like the middle of a section or something. I've just got a bit of concrete Rio or starter bar or whatever they want to call it, probably yeah, starter bar. Found a bunch of them at the tip shop, gave them to me for $1 each. So that's going to be my first piece of work iron. I don't know what the terminology is, but first bit of metal to play with in court. Found a use for the offcuts of wet oak to hold the stump for my makeshift anvil, which is a bit of old industrial pipe. I don't know what it used to hold, but something I found when I nicked all the scrap metal. I do have a anvil somewhere from my grandfather that is hiding at one of my family's properties. I don't know who's got it, but someone's got it, so I might be able to steal that. And I think Mum's got a big old one, but this will do for the time being. So hopefully, eventually, in another few minutes, we can get some hot metal and start whacking it. I would like to get a nice timber handled ball peen hammer, but for the moment we've just got a claw hammer, Trojan. I've quite enjoyed that brand, and very cheapy Craft-Rite ball peen. Oh no, not ball peen, it's a flat, I don't know what they call that, I will learn eventually. Yeah, flat normal one. I thought that was the peen. Don't know. One day I'll know all stuff. Okay, we're getting somewhere with the heat. Getting a nice fire in there. But we've just started to hear some cracking. Had a couple of pops and a bit of cement flew out down there. I don't know what's changing. There might be some water in the rocks that are exploding, but anyway, I better keep myself some distance. I got some stream safety glasses on, but I think we're ready for some action. That's getting pretty hot pretty quick. It was quite cool looking before. Might see if I can do some work on it.
Is that just a metal pipe? Yeah, I got that from... Well, that was in the picture, right? Yeah, I think it's pipe and just like a loose to the front of the pipe to work. And then that got all of this stuff on the end. Oh, yeah? Oh. Yeah, kind of low, that might be. Oh, yeah. I pulled that out of that little thing. Oh, no. The ball peen one. Yeah, I think so. Well, I've only done it once, and that was
Alright, so family's here and rugby is starting, so that means time to pack it in. I got some decent heat into the rod. It didn't soften it tremendously, but I'm guessing it's reasonably thick steel, and but it did have a nice glow to it. So with a more solid anvil and a bit more work, I reckon it's a reasonable good setup. I had a quick chat to my brother-in-law who has done a bit of research and built his pizza oven, and I think we need a bit more insulation, a bit better fuel source. That'll get a lot hotter, some actual coal rather than barbecue charcoal bricks, and perhaps some fire bricks set up to take the insulate it further and take the heat, and then perhaps a slightly higher setup as well to increase that, make use of that airflow. So that's the plan for now, but I'd call that a moderate success. We got a little bit of whacking on the makeshift anvil. Things, it was starting to shape up, and we've got a bit of bending, and so alright. Yeah, Forge 1 success.